something. It's substantial. And I thought, let's have some fun this morning. Because I don't think we're going to see wild variations in the NFL. Some, but what we know right now who's really good. We know who's really bad. And then you're fighting over, teams that are probably not going to win the Super Bowl, but may or may not make the playoffs. So this morning, let's predict, as of what we have, the votes that are counted this morning, let's predict what's going to happen in the playoffs. So let's go to the AFC first. The number 1 seed is Pittsburgh, Kansas City, 2, Buffalo, 3, Tennessee, 4, Baltimore, 5, Colts, 6, Cleveland, 7. Current AFC playoff matchups, Cleveland at Kansas City. I said I thought Cleveland would make the playoffs. They are as of this morning. I would take the Chiefs at home. Colts at Buffalo is an interesting one. One of the toughest playoff battles to measure. Something's not right in Buffalo. Josh Allen is struggling. Cold weather's coming. Even though it's at Buffalo, I think the Colts offensive line would be the difference. They have a better defense, a better O-line. I'd take the Colts in a low, ugly weather, low-scoring game. And I would take the Titans over the Ravens. I think it's a good matchup. I think the coach, Mike Vrabel, everybody's allowed to have a 2- and 3-week ugly stretch in the NFL. The Titans did upgrade their defensive secondary at the trading deadline. I take the Titans. Steelers get the wild card bye. Next round of the AFC playoffs, Colts at Pittsburgh. We all know that Indianapolis with Phillip Rivers has a fairly low ceiling. Pittsburgh really doesn't. They can drop a 35-burger on you at any point. Pittsburgh at home may or may not have any fans there. I'd take the Steelers off a bye, the number 1 seed. Titans at Kansas City. Again, I think the Titans match up with Kansas City, but I'm taking the Chiefs here. I really do believe the untold story of Kansas City going back to week 12 of last year, their defense is top 5. Chiefs defense really good. Then we go to the AFC Championship, and I would take Kansas City at Pittsburgh again. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in a big spot, details buttoned up over Big Ben and Tomlin, though I like the Steelers front 7. Pittsburgh lets everybody stay close. Kansas City can blow your doors off at any time. I take the Chiefs representing the AFC in the Super Bowl as of this morning. I don't think it's any wild speculation. I think most people think that, but that's how I think it would transpire. Let's go over to the NFC, where the top teams now, Seattle's a 1. They'd get the bye. Tampa 2, Green Bay 3, Philly 4, New Orleans 5, Arizona 6, LA Rams. First round, Rams at the Buccaneers. I do not think this is a good matchup for the Rams. Jared Goff under pressure can struggle. I would take the Buccaneers in a rout. Arizona at Green Bay. This actually, I like Green Bay, and kind of comfortably. Green Bay struggles with teams that get in the face of Aaron Rodgers. The Cardinals' pass rush is spotty. Their defense is susceptible to big plays. If Devontae Adams is healthy, I'd take Green Bay here by about 10. Saints at Philadelphia. I don't buy the Saints. It'll be in cold weather. They don't throw the ball downfield much anyway. I don't like their defense this year. I love Philadelphia getting healthier, better offensive line, a quarterback that can knife that ball through cold weather. You'll have both Goddard and Zach Ertz back and Miles Sanders. I'd take Philadelphia to win the game over the Saints, and I feel strongly about it. The next round of the NFC playoffs, Philadelphia at Seattle, they will have met their match. Seattle's a better football team. Carlos Dunlap, Jamal Adams, if the running backs are healthy, I think this is pretty easy for Seattle. Philadelphia feels like they can win a division and win a home playoff game, and that's about it. And I think people in Philly would acknowledge that. Green Bay at Tampa. This feels like the Niners at Green Bay last year. This is a bad matchup for Green Bay. It is a bad matchup. Teams with good running backs get leads on Green Bay, and they chill them out. And last year, San Francisco played them twice. If they'd played them 3 times, they'd have beaten them 3 times. Tampa's a lousy matchup for Green Bay. They put pressure on the quarterback. They put great protection around Brady, a lot of weapons. Packers too Devontae Adams reliant. They'd roll coverage, double him. I like Tampa. Then in the NFC Championship, Tampa at Seattle. It is going to be cold, wet, and windy, meaning Antonio Brown, good luck with a deep ball. The weather will be built for Seattle. They'll have a semi-pass rush with Carlos Dunlap and Jamal Adams. If their running backs are healthy, the feet of Russell Wilson and Chris Carson and running the ball will play keep away. Listen, I grew up there. That's going to be gross weather in Seattle. I ran half marathons in November in Seattle 4 times. It was brutal. This is January Seattle weather for a warm weather team. I'll take Seattle. And then I think Seattle faces the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl with the 2 best football players in the world, Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes. And believe it or not, I would take the better defense, the Kansas City Chiefs, to win the Super Bowl. Joy Taylor, thoughts?
I don't hate it. I think I would go with the Steelers, but I'm going to be a homer in that spot.
All right.
But yeah, that would be an incredible Super Bowl.
Oh Lord, it would be unbelievable.
The 2 best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah. And 2 great coaches, by the way. One an offensive genius, one a defensive genius. Also, just think of all the playmakers in that. Russell Wilson, Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, like huge playmakers. The Kansas City, you've got Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, Cheetah, one of the better offensive lines. It would be like 9 to 10.
It would be an offensive showcase.
With a better defense, making plays late to win.
And an unbelievable story for Seattle getting back to a Super Bowl after we pretty much called the end of that that dynasty when the Legion of Boom went away.
All right. So tell me what you think. I know it's a day most of you watch election stuff, but just tell me what you think on Twitter. So, much like our elections, sometimes stories take a while to develop. States take a while to develop, right? Nobody's talking about this. So, the current draft order in the NFL, Jets, Giants, Jags, Miami, Dallas. Now, I just want you to look at that and let it bake. If you're driving in your car today, I do not believe the Jets have a win on their schedule. The Giants get better every week. They're not going to remain at number 2. They're not. They're going to win a couple games. The Jags would like to win games because their GM and coach would like to keep their jobs. But I don't think they'll win a lot, maybe 1. The Dolphins have the Texans pick, but Deshaun Watson's going to win 2 to 3 games because he's got a great left tackle. They didn't trade Will Fuller. They're going to win a couple games. And then the Cowboys at 5. Go look at their schedule today. Outside of Washington on Thanksgiving, find me the win. The Giants in Houston have no incentive to lose. The Giants are not going to give up on Daniel Jones for the 2nd or 3rd best quarterback in this draft. Joe Judge is trying to create a culture like Miami last year. He's got no incentive to lose. And he knows they're way better than the Jets, so they have no chance to get the, transcendent talent, Trevor Lawrence. So the Giants are playing to win. They could have won this week if not for a call. Giants will win games, and Houston will too. The Jets and the Jags have an incentive to lose, but the Jags front office and coach would love to win a game or 2 to retain their jobs. It comes down to Dallas. I believe the Jets, the Jags, and Dallas are going to have the top 3 picks in this draft. That's the top. All of them, right?